Hello everyone, and welcome back. If you watched part 1, you already know that we created the player sprite, made it move up and down with mouse clicks, built a level menu, and designed an animated background. Today, we're going to continue building our rocket escape game in part 2. I hope you enjoy this tutorial and find it useful. Let's continue from where we left off. First, open the Start sprite and add this code. When this sprite is clicked, broadcast a message called Start. Next, open the Level sprite. When the sprite receives the Start message, check if the level variable is equal to 1. If it is, broadcast another message called Very Easy. Why are we doing this? Because when the level variable is set to 1, it means the game is running on the Very Easy level. Broadcasting this message tells the rest of the project which level is currently selected. Now let's continue. After broadcasting the Very Easy message, wait 2 seconds, then hide the sprite. Next, we need to do the same thing for all the other menu sprites. When they receive the Very Easy message, they should wait 2 seconds and then hide. Just make sure not to hide the player sprite. It needs to stay visible during the game. Alright, let's test it. Why isn't it working? Oh, I forgot to select the Very Easy level. I completely forgot about that code. Never mind, let's keep going. Now, let's create a new sprite. I thought I had already made this effect. Looks like I hadn't, so we'll create it ourselves. First, draw a rectangle. Duplicate it until you have 3 rectangles. Then duplicate those 3 rectangles and place the copies underneath the first row. Finally, delete one of the rectangles in the bottom row, just like I'm doing. Watch carefully. Draw a rectangle that covers half of the stage. Keep duplicating it and place the copies side by side until they fill the entire width of the stage. Next, duplicate the whole row and move it to the bottom half of the stage. Now, just like a checkerboard pattern, delete every other rectangle, exactly as I'm doing. After that, duplicate the bottom half, then remove the extra copy. Now create another sprite. Name the first one Top Effect and this one Bottom Effect. I won't explain this part too much, just follow along and copy what I'm doing. Now let's move on to the code. When the green flag is clicked, hide the sprite. Then go to X0 and Y415. When the sprite receives the Very Easy message, show the sprite. Then glide to X0 and Y0 in 1 second. For the Bottom Effect sprite, use exactly the same code. The only difference is the starting position. Instead of Y415, set it to Y-358. All right, let's test it. I think it looks great. Finally, for both effect sprites, after the animation finishes, make them return to their starting positions.
Now let's go to the background sprite and open the Costumes tab. Create a new costume. Don't edit the first one. In this new costume, draw a black line across the top and bottom of the stage. Now let's move to the background sprite's code. When the green flag is clicked, set the level variable to 3 and switch to Costume 1. Then, when the Very Easy message is received, switch to Costume 2. Oh, and I just remembered something. The effect sprites shouldn't start with the Very Easy message. They should start when the Start message is broadcast. Do you remember in part 1 when we sent the up and down messages after clicking the mouse? We're doing something similar here. This time, when the start message is received, these actions will begin. But first, the effect sprite should show itself, wait 6 seconds, and then continue with the rest of the script. My effects aren't perfectly aligned yet, so I'm going to adjust their size a little. If yours already looks good, you don't need to change anything. Alright, let's test it. Yes. It works really well. I just need to make a few small adjustments to line everything up perfectly. Alright, now let's go back to the code we used to move the player up and down. Make a copy of that script. This time, instead of changing the player's direction, we'll change its position. If the level up/down variable is equal to 1, move the player 10 steps up. If the variable is equal to -1, move the player 10 steps down. Alright, let's test it. I think that looks much better. Now it's time to create another sprite. Next, go to the player sprite and place a small dot behind it. Then copy that dot and paste it into the sprite that still has the question mark icon. Now that we've created the sprite, I still haven't given it a name. You can name it Player Trail if you'd like. Now let's move to the code for that sprite. When the green flag is clicked, repeat forever and go to the player. Next, add another script. When the start message is received, show the sprite. Then check if the level variable is equal to 1. If it is, wait 0.03 seconds. Then delete this clone. One important thing here, don't use an if block. Use a repeat until block instead. In other words, keep repeating the action until the condition is met. Now let's continue. Inside that loop, move 5 steps backward. Earlier we made the sprite show when the green flag was clicked. Now change that so it hides when the green flag is clicked. Alright, let's test it. Oh, something went wrong. Remember, we made the player start moving when it receives the start message. So, just like I'm doing, add a 3-second wait before those scripts. Now let's test it again. Why did that happen? Let's take a look and find the problem. Alright, everyone, that was pretty funny. We only wrote the code for the very easy level, but we forgot to actually select very easy. Now let's test it. Perfect. It looks great. The player is moving exactly as we wanted. Now go to the player trail sprite. When the play message is received, repeat forever and create clones. Instead of waiting 0.5 seconds, change the wait time to 0.03 seconds. Now, why isn't the trail moving backward? That's because we told it to keep running while the level was equal to 1. Instead, we should tell it to keep running until it touches the edge. Move the level equals 1 condition before that block, just like I'm doing. Now let's test it again. I think it looks much better. I just need to fine-tune the timing for when the clones are created. After each clone is created, move 5 steps backward, wait 0.02 seconds, then move another 5 steps backward. That looks much better. I think creating the clones just a little faster would make the effect even smoother. Now let's create another sprite for our countdown. If you remember the Don't Get Hit game, we also made a countdown there. I have an idea for how we're going to build this one. I already finished drawing the costumes, and the code is almost the same as in the previous game. Let's test it. I still need to make a few adjustments. If yours already works correctly, you don't need to change anything. Now create one more sprite. I still haven't given it a name. Draw a circle, then cut a hole in the center. Next, draw small triangle-shaped spikes all around the outside of the circle. Keep copying those spikes around the edge until the shape looks like a circular saw blade. Then create 2 more costumes. One should be a simple rectangle. The other should look like our player, the same arrow-shaped design. We'll continue building this game in part 3. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial so far and found it helpful. If you'd like to support the channel, don't forget to watch the videos, leave a like, subscribe, and share your questions or suggestions in the comments. Also, turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 3.